What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning out there. Salute, salute. Good morning. Top of the morning. Rise and grind, because we back like a mug. Salute to the family, man. Mainman Mademan is in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Just want to slide on through off the early morning like I like to do sometimes early. Y'all already know what this is. We're going to keep the topics kind of light for this one. We're going to breeze through express style. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep the topics light. Nothing too heavy today. You know, boxing is on the same old thing. Everybody on the same merry-go-round playing the hype game right now. There's something I'm just kind of choosing to kind of play the back on. You know what I mean? I'm not into I'll wait till we get a little closer to the fight. If we're going to keep hyping up Tank and Ryan and Tank and Teo, I need to see some rubber meeting the road. You know, all I see is a bunch of talk, a bunch of articles, a bunch of tweets, a bunch of twerps, a bunch of stuff like that. When the rubber meeting the road, come holler at Mainman Mademan. Right now, I don't know what Ryan's going to do. Sky is the limit, right? Sky is the limit. So when you got a kid like this, especially after that last performance, ain't no telling what he going to do. Ain't no telling what Oscar's going to do. Oscar may say, I'm going to pump the brakes on this kid because he's everything to my company. And looking at how he looked against the Southpaw, well, I'm just not 100%. He could go that route. Or for that matter, he can say, you know what? I think he's ready. I think this is a monumental fight. I think that if he takes a loss, that it ain't going to hurt him. And we can keep on moving forward. But this is a big event, and it's great for the sport of boxing. He could look at it that way, too. I just don't know right now. I see everybody putting their bids in. The true king is TEOFIMO Lopez. Everyone wants to fight Ryan and Tank because they're the golden gooses, right? Allegedly. Allegedly. That's still yet to be proven, by the way. But they're supposed to be the golden gooses. But I don't know why they want to see the king. The king let his price out there. He said $10 million to everybody. And everybody's looking at him like, Teofimo, you ain't never made no $10 million, bro. Cut it out. Cut it out. I say he worth it. I say you get all of those belts in one night. What network promotional outfit would not want all the belts in one camp? Then again, do they really want that? I mean, Teofimo is asking for $10 million. I don't think he's hurting for cash. I think the reason is because he got sanctioning bodies in his pocket out the yin-yang, and he got to pay all these cats. IBF, you need your cut. WBC, you need your cut. WBA, here's your cut. WBO, there's your cut. That's a lot of sanctioning fees. So the man says he needs $10 million for all of these belts. I think it's worth it. But anyway, let's get to the news, family. Salute to everybody that's dropping on in. C Wood, what's up, family? What's up? Good morning. Round by round. What's up with you, man? What's going on? Con Enigma, what's up? Good morning. Top of the morning to you, family. What's good, big homie? You know, cooling like we do. Cooling like we do. You know what I'm saying? Mike, what's up, man? What's going down? How you? You know what I'm saying? Mike Rhyme, Trenton, New Jersey, Indian smoke signals. What's up, man? We got Jersey in the building. Hey, I need Shakur to step it up, bro, so he can go in there and show these young boys what's really good, Mike. I need Shakur to step up and show them what's really good. Con Enigma says, yo, Ryan and Tank is the money man. Facts. That's the big money fight, right? And that's why it's making sense to the promoters who are starving for cash through a pandemic right now. Anything that looks like a humongous event, and this is why the next story, I'm just surprised by it. But anything involving a humongous event and financial incentive right now, well, they own it. I don't care if it's a kangaroo fighting a polar bear. If that thing gonna make $100 million, they own it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about in today's climate of boxing. I know a lot of us boxing fans are looking at today's climate and saying, well, these guys everyone's talking about money, and everyone's talking about money because everyone's in a pandemic and it's unpredictable right now. You know what I mean? So these promoters are down the money train. And if this fight is the money fight right now, when these guys, they ain't getting no gate money, they ain't had no gate money for almost a year and stuff like that, bro. And then the little crowds that they accumulating, that's cool, but you know, they missing them old bags. Well, guess what? A fight like this makes sense to them. You know what I'm saying? Makes sense. I got Silver Salomo in the building. Good morning to you, family. Good morning. Top of the morning. Rise and grind. Hey, my homie right here. What's up, Stormy B-Man? Good morning to you, my brother. Good morning to you, man. Man, my man Stormy say, yo, he going to do that Street Fighter series, man. I seen you put the thumbnail up. Bro, when I seen that, man, I clicked that joint so fast, man, it made your head spin. And I had the reminder set, bro. So when you do go back up and do that, I'm setting a reminder and I'm in there. First row, popcorn in hand, family. Salute to you and good morning, man. Good morning. Good morning. Stormy says, yo, man, they may be geese, but no gold to be found in them chicks. So Stormy don't believe that these dudes are the stars that everyone is proclaiming them to be. I got my doubts. I don't want to hurt no momentum right now, but I got my doubts. I'm looking at certain numbers and I'm wondering how much of this is hype and how much of this is real. But what it is. Let's keep it going, though. So now the deal is that the WBC has came out and told everyone that Teofimo Lopez is going to be considered the undisputed champion. Now, of course, this was from Mauricio Suleiman on the Ak and Barak show. I'm sure y'all seen people talking about this. He says, and I quote, and whoever beats Teofimo, if there is someone who beats him, he must be called undisputed, end quote. So let's stop right there. Now, we visited this several times before, right? We asked the question. I've asked amongst the wonderful boxing minds that come in here. I asked y'all, I say, yo, man, do y'all consider Teofimo Lopez undisputed? Because when we had this argument with Lomachenko, everyone came and I actually semi-agreed with a lot of folks. Y'all said, yo, man, we consider Lomachenko undisputed because he actually fought for the regular WBC title. Remember, he got elevated after the win. So he actually technically fought Luke Campbell for the WBC. Now, it was a bad rule that they used to do that because Lomachenko was the actual reigning champion at the time, and you should not be able to fight for vacant titles. But the WBC made an exception. And so Lomachenko technically fought for the belt. He just didn't have to deal with the mandatory obligations and stuff like that because he got elevated and then got put into a fight with Teofimo. Now, to the Teofimo supporters who are going to say, yo, man, well, if Loma was the man that beat the man that beat the man, and Teofimo beat him, does that not mean that he is a champion? I say to you this, it all depends on your stock in the WBC franchise. Now, we play this pick'em game, and that's what makes this so bad. Oh, the WBC franchise is legit at 35, but it doesn't exist at 40. It doesn't exist at 47. It doesn't exist at 54. At 60, oh, yeah, it's legit. It doesn't exist at 68, at least not yet. I think that time is coming. It doesn't exist at 68. It doesn't exist at 75. It doesn't exist at heavyweight. Deontay Wilder said, get that thing out my face and don't never show it to me again. But yet we picking and choosing. This thing is getting worse as time progresses. This belt system, this ranking system, this pay-to-play system, that's exactly what it is. This pay-to-play system is watering down the sport of boxing terribly. Now, I get it. Teofimo Lopez, the man that beat the man. The fact of the matter is he never touched the regular WBC. At least Loma did. You can say what you want about Loma after the fact. And then again, when Loma went into the fight with Teofimo, he vacated his WBC. He picked up that IBF with a WBC franchise. It's sad that we got to come on here and explain this, man. It really is. I can't see Teofimo as undisputed because he never touched the regular WBC. I just can't, bro. Like, you never touched it. It never crossed your lap. You rag on Devin Haney. But technically, the definition of an email champion is exactly what you got. And I like Teofimo. I mess with him heavy. Don't get it twisted, fam. I like him, and his win is legit. He is the king of 135. But that king, all of those diamonds in his crown ain't diamonds. One of them joints is a Cuban zirconia. You know what I'm talking about? One of them joints ain't real. And in today's fighting, I wouldn't expect these young fighters to live like Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali and say, you know what, I don't feel right. I don't feel like the champion. I got to prove I don't think these kids even care about that. If this was Joe Frazier and Ali, hell no. They'd be like, no, this ain't this. No, I'm not the champion. You the champion? I need the champion. I need to be certified exactly the champion. I wonder, does it mess with Teofimo that technically you didn't hold all belts. He didn't mess with Canelo. But then again, in Canelo's case, he actually touched the real WBC. I just can't get on board with this, man. When you haven't, I don't like this pick and choosing thing. It's all right for him. It ain't all right for him. These guys got mandatories, but he don't. He ain't playing by the same rules as any other WBC champion. I don't like that. That's the franchise thing. I don't like that. For boxing fans out there who say, well, man, you can't be that way. You blame the WBC for this confusion, for this crap, for them wanting more money. Every time there's a belt, I'm sure there's a sanctioning fee. They got the WBC interim champion paying sanctioning fees now for what I hear. So they got Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Devin Haney all paying sanctioning fees, right? And only really one of them technically can be considered as a champion. That's what's going on. So I don't know, man. I'm not feeling this. Mauricio Sulaiman just licks his finger, and whatever the way the wind is blowing, he's with it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever way the money is coming from, he's with it. Trust me on that one. You listen to his answers on this, you'll find a lot of inconsistencies. Nothing is consistent from Mauricio Sulaiman. It's all about which way that the wind is blowing. And those are facts. So it is what it is. I can't get bored with this, man. I think that Teofimo needs to touch the regular WBC because it's only right. It's only right. He has never touched the regular WBC. Like I said before, Canelo beat Miguel Cotto for the regular WBC, regardless of the catch weight and all that. He beat Miguel Cotto and he touched that belt. Vasyl Lomachenko beat Luke Campbell and touched that belt. Teofimo has never touched that belt. He has so much as even brushed up against it. His elbow ain't even so much as touch it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not with this changing the rules on the fly stuff, and that's just me. Let me see what y'all talking about, man. Let me see what y'all talking about. That's just me. That's just me. No, Stormy says, no, it ain't worth it. It is no value in that crap. Ain't no value. Ain't no value, man. C. Wood says, yo, man, Haney versus Teo is the only fight that's good for boxing. That will just set everything back in order. That definitely will put everything where it need to be. You know what I mean? That will put everything where it need to be. We ain't got to have this franchise argument, this who's undisputed, who's not. You know, it would just put everything where they want to be. But don't get it twisted out there also, fam. This is not a Teofimo Lopez thing. I want people to know this crystal clear. This ain't a Teofimo Lopez thing. He's just taking advantage of the rules on the books. I ain't got no beef with Teofimo. This is against the WBC. This is their mess. The Teofimo just happened to walk into this like, oh, that's the belt. That's the belt I'm fighting for. That it is what it is. It ain't like, you know, for word in the curb is that he petitioned to have that belt, transferred or to have it, you know, given to him if he beat the Lomachenko. But he just took advantage of the rules on the books. If the belt didn't exist, we wouldn't have had this issue. If any other fighter, trust me when I tell you this, because we play stupid on this on stuff like this. If this was Devin Haney, if this was Tank Davis, if this was any of the other fighters, I would not be surprised if they would take this belt also. We keep thinking it like it's these fighters are all this one's more better morally than the other. Yo, trust and believe, if this fell in some other fighter's lap, I don't see a lot of fighters turning this down. Trust me. We boxing fans and we got a problem with it. Not as many fighters as you think have a problem with this franchise stuff. I'm just saying. So I don't know, man. Do y'all see this dude as undisputed or what, man? I can't right now, bro. I think Devin has that WBC, and by Teo never touching it, it's hard for me to give it to him. At least the other franchise champions or whatever actually touched the regular WBC, and I do got a problem with that. Chin Smoke in the building. Good morning, family. What's up with you, champ? What's up with you, man? What's up with you? We about to move on. Teo versus Haney is the only sensible fight to be undisputed. Yeah. And I'm sick of them screwing over Devin Haney like that, bro. I'm listening to Bill Haney last night as he doing his little rounds of the shows, and I heard him say something that made me go, oh. He say that Devin ain't coming back to the ring until April. I'm like, damn, April? That's more than enough time to give Ryan Garcia enough time to go do anything he wants to go do. Okay, you fight Javier Fortuna in April, which means that if your mandatory with Ryan is going to come, we talking way down the line. You know what I'm saying? That gives him more than enough time to go tie up the Tank fight, go do it on Cinco de Mayo, or whenever they want to do it. It just gives him it. The WBC effectively bought Ryan Garcia a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time. Lopez needs to run that fade with Devin. Shakur on some sign the contract ish. Yeah, they all, man, I can't wait to Shakur step up to 35, man. I can't wait till he step up there just to see the roaches scatter. You did, just to see the roaches scatter like they did when Gary stepped in there. Gary step up to 35 and everybody scatter. Shakur step up to 35. We're gonna see them scatter in the same old way. And watch they be clown. Oh, it's politics. He's with Bob Arum. He's on the ESPN. We're gonna hear all of that when it comes down to Shakur Stevenson. Realize what we're doing. Whenever they are cautious and it's like, hold on, and I need astronomical amounts of money, it's politics. You dig? It's politics. But whenever I feel like I got a vulnerable guy, somebody I could take advantage of, looking a little vulnerable right now. Ryan Garcia, your feet is bumbling, bro. You're looking like you're struggling against southpaws. I want you. And you a big name. Oh, we about to make a bag. That's boxing, man. That's boxing. Let's move on to the next thing, though, man, because I got to get up out of here soon. I want to talk about this real quick. Khabib, I know I'm not into this. I'm going to spend a second on this, man. This dude, Khabib, this UFC guy, KHABIB Nurgomrov. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not a UFC big fan like that. But this Khabib dude, from what I'm understanding from his manager and from his own words, they were offered $100 million from Floyd Mayweather. And this has been vouched now by two people. And they turned it down, all because the fight was going to be a boxing match and not a UFC match. Are you out of every corner of your nugget? How the hell do you turn down 100? I don't care if the man wants to fight with pillows wrapped in feathers on his hand. I don't care what 100 million. And all I got to do is, I don't care what sport we playing. We could play soccer, bro. We could play checkers. We could play chess. We could run around the building 25 times. I don't care what you want to do. For $100 million, let's do it. I don't care what it is. It says that according to Khabib's manager, he was offered $100 million to have a boxing match with former division world champion Floyd Mayweather. It says, Khabib says, and I quote, almost always like every month, people call me and they ask me, are you going to fight Floyd Mayweather if we pay you $100 million? It's like crazy. I want to be focused on Justin, whoever that was he was fighting. But please, every month, some people from Saudi Arabia, from the Emirates, from a lot of countries, like always try to contact with me. Always try to make a contract with me, end quote. And this is what Khabib told Yahoo Sports. And not to mention his manager vouched for this as well. So you mean to tell me you got countries allegedly reaching out to you, Floyd allegedly reaching out to you, saying 100 million, 100 million, 100 million, and you saying no? For what? This is what pisses me off with our fighters. This is when me and fighters, I be like, what the hell? Have you not seen the Joe Louis story? Have you not seen so many stories that play out? If you got an opportunity to get life-changing, generational, wealth-changing type money in the fight game, do not let no suit, do not let no network come between you and your prosperity, man. You know what I mean? I don't know how much truth it is to this, but I'm just going by what the manager and what Khabib himself has said. For them to say, yeah, we received several offers for $100 million. How do you turn that down? How do you turn that down? And then gonna be, bro, you better be super straight financially. Because I hope ain't no Dana White. I hope ain't no whoever, no managers or lawyers or whoever talked you out of $100 million. I don't get it sometimes with some of these athletes. They don't take control of their career. Are they that much enslaved in certain contracts that they can't take control of their career to make $100 million? I was asking a question about Charlo. Charlo, you can't go over to DAZN for one fight, like Eddie allegedly said, with no small print, allegedly, and make what, 13 million for one fight? What the hell are you letting any suit tell you no for? Demetrius Andre, vice versa. You sitting over there on DAZN, but Demetrius, I think he just loved the position he in. He getting easy checks for easy fights. But you let them tell you not to walk over to PBC and take all that money that they offering you? You letting someone tell you that? I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, and that's why my main man Terrence Crawford, what he tell you all the time? These cats work for me. You know, I got Bob under penalties. He don't make stuff happen, and guess what? He want to pay me. That's how you move. Don't let these suits prevent you from the biggest blessings of your life, champ. What the hell? You know what I mean? What the hell? I got my brother, DOG, the man, the myth, the legend. My main man, Blood. Salute to your blood. Salute to your man. Salute to you. Salute to you. Salute to you, family. The WBC franchise was presented wrong. The rankings are fake too. It's disappointing. Yeah, man. Pay for play, Blood. Pay for play. You know, some of these rankings I cannot understand, bro. It's trying to read it is like trying to read hieroglyphics. You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell they talking about. Yo, what's that cat that just fought the other day? Morrell. What is he like 3-0? Was #1 in the WBA? Like, that's insane, bro. How do you get 3? And I don't care what kind of amateur career you got or whatever the case may be. This dude is 3-0 and he's in the #1 position. That's the rankings today, Blood. I feel you, fam. I feel you, man. These rankings are all pay to play. Depends on the right outfit. It depends on who you with, who you're working with, and things like that. Mauricio Sulaiman pretty much said that in his recent interview. He was just like, you know, it's about the promoters and the networks. You got to line everything up, and then just got to match that and that. Look at the WBO situation right now. It's a travesty. You got Terrence Crawford sitting at the championship, at the champion at the WBO, and they can't order a mandatory. You got 3 able bodies at the top of the WBO right now, and that is Sean Porter, Virgil Ortiz, and Mikey Garcia. All right there. I ain't heard no fight from none of them. And yet nothing getting ordered because the WBO is taking orders from their promoters. They're waiting on their promoters to give them the signal instead of making the signal themselves. That's what goes on in the sport of boxing, man. These rankings are just, they're funny like that. They're funny like that. You know what I'm saying? They're funny like that, man. They're funny. Alec in the building. What's up? Good morning to you, Alex. 702. Salute, 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 salute. Stormy say, yo, man, Sulaiman should be banned from the sport of boxing. Yeah, man. You know, he kicked it into gear from what his father used to be, bro. You know, Pops, Jose Sulaiman was in bed with Don King. And him and Don King, the WBC basically worked for Don King. You know what I'm saying? And here we are, and that system pretty much ain't changed with today's promoters. Sulaiman just kicked it into gear. He kicked it to the second power. What Sulaiman did, not only is he working with these promoters and taking orders from them, but he's also creating belts in thin air. He's got a WBC clean boxing program. Salute to the OG Blood Boxing for breaking his story. He got a WBC clean boxer program that's looked at a little side-eyed, iffy, like a money-making machine. You know what I'm talking about? Mauricio has kicked the WBC into high gear, man. And he is getting them paid. Every year they have the WBC convention. What do you think that is? You think that's just a meeting of the minds? Is that what y'all think this is? No. That WBC convention is you come holler at me, put something in my hand, and we'll see about your rankings. That's what Sean Porter does. I'm just saying. He is not that. That's a slap in the face to guys who work for Undisputed. It is, man. It really is, dog. You look at with Ramirez and Josh Taylor down there doing, them boys are fighting it out. Them boys are fighting it out. They doing it the right way. One got 2 belts, the other got 2 belts. They're going to bring it together and make it happen. Ain't no franchises involved. Ain't no BS involved. That's the way you do it. You know what I mean? Bad enough we got 4 belts to worry about. Now you want to throw a 5th, 6th, 7th in there or whatever? Man, come on, bro. We're not doing that. Boxing with Sean. What up, man? Sean, what's up with you, though? Happy New Year to you, man. I don't think I've seen you since. Happy New Year's, bro. Lopez did what he had to do. He beat the #1 guy. Yeah, you could beat the #1 guy, but that don't mean you undisputed. That don't mean you undisputed, family. You could beat the #1 guy. If the #1 guy ain't got the belt, don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? He beat the #1 guy without the belt. And what signaled him as the #1 guy if he didn't have the belt to show it? I mean, I'm just saying. He had 2 belts. But he didn't have that WBC, bro. I mean, it's not about that Loma wasn't all that y'all say he was in #1 and everything like that. It's just that he did not have a certain belt. The rule got changed on the fly. Originally, that belt wasn't even supposed to be transferred. Remember? Originally, that belt was not even supposed to be transferred, fam. That rule got changed on the fly. You don't change rules on the fly and then say everyone got to live with it. Oh, yeah, we're naming him undisputed. You change that rule on the fly. I ain't lying to y'all. Go back to the original rules of what the WBC franchise was supposed to be. And y'all will see that Mainman Mademan ain't telling no lies here. That belt was not supposed to be transferred. So they created new rules for the new belt on the fly. And we're going to call this guy undisputed. That's exactly what happened. Ain't no lies in that, fam. Ain't no lies in that. Ain't nothing made up there. That's what happened. We can't make up rules on the fly, man. I'm just saying, we just can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. The WBA super champ doesn't fight Mando's even. And we've been trying to kick that thing out of boxing for how long? You don't add fuel to the fire. How long have the WBA, who is supposed to have been leading the charge? I wouldn't even mention the WBA in this conversation. They were supposed to be leading the charge of cleaning up all of the belts. They dropped the ball. We wanted the WBA super gone. Trust me, the WBA regular was the first belt in boxing. They straight crapped all over the post what has supposed to have been the most prestigious belt in boxing. They took a super duper crap all over and made the WBA super belt with no mandatory. Funny, Ali never held the super belt. There's a lot of fighters from back in the day never held the super belt. But they create the super belt, and we've been trying to kick it out of boxing ever since. Let's not add more. That's my whole deal. You know what I mean? That's my whole deal. That's my whole deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. He can blame boxing politics for not being undisputed, which is using at his advantage, double-edged sword. Facts. That's what I mean. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You cannot petition the WBC and say, we want the franchise belt, and then turn around and call yourself undisputed. Keep that in mind. See, the news is out there. It ain't like that this belt just fell into Teofimo's lap. They wanted this belt. The news is out there. Check it. Research for yourself, fam. Y'all will find out. Teo sought this belt out. This wasn't nothing that just, oh, well, I'm fighting Lomachenko. I just happened to get the belt. No. It's, yo, Bob, contact him and see if we can have that belt transferred. And then turn around and crap on Devin Haney because he's doing it the right way. You see? You see? You see? Blood says, yo, man, the sanctioning bodies are a joke. I'm with you, fam. I'm with you all the way. I'm with you all the way. It's just, the more I look into it, man, a lot of this stuff look like money-making schemes. The IBF has been the most stand-up of all of them. Salute the Daryl Peoples and the IBF. They have been the most stand-up. They enforce their mandatories. They don't have a whole bunch of hidden trinkets. You know what I'm saying? They give you straight up, we got a champion. We issue our mandatories. We don't care who you got to fight or what you got going on. When our mandatory is called, our mandatory is called. And I respect that. Speaking of which, let's talk about their mandatory real quick for the IBF for EROL Spence Jr. Y'all heard about this new dude, this EROL Spence Jr.'s IBF mandatory. Now, we've been knowing this since last year, what EROL Spence Jr.'s next couple fights was going to be. Remember when he was on his accident, when he right after his accident, and we talked about this, right after his accident, he issued a statement to the WBC to let out to the public. And that statement was, well, his next two fights were going to be. And he said that he was going to face Danny Garcia, and then he was going to turn around and face his IBF mandatory. He told us this. And this guy, Kondrilo Akamadukarov, has been EROL Spence Jr.'s alleged mandatory for the past 19 months. According to Kondrilo, he says, and I quote, because he just recently signed with Samson Lekowicz Promotions, the promoter. And we know Samson Lekowicz does business with the PBC. He does business with DAZN. He is one of those promoters that's in the ocean and put his fighters on any network or against any opponent that works out for his fighters. Look at Javier Fortuna. That's one of his fighters, right? He'll fight on DAZN one fight. He'll fight on PBC the next fight. Samson Lekowicz is doing it the right way. He don't got a network deal, sure, but he lets his fighters be free to go anywhere that they want to go. Well, anyway, Lekowicz, just picked up this guy, the IBF mandatory for EROL Spence, Quadrigiulio, and he says, and I quote, I've been the mandatory for EROL Spence for the past 19 months. I want to fight the best, and working with Samson in the PBC, I will get the shots that I have been waiting for. Samson can provide us opportunities to have more fights and work with the PBC. That's where all the welterweight champs are. I've known Samson for years, and he has a great reputation. He keeps his word, end quote. And keep in mind, this guy KHABIB is #1 in the IBF, 13th in the WBO, 8th in the Ring magazine, and he has signed a multi-year promotional contract with Samson. So that's good for him, bro. So this is pretty much what it looked like that ERROL Spence Jr. is going to go. Now, I told y'all before, I'm going to tell it again. If we ain't talking about Bud, we need to be talking about ERROL. I mean, we need to be talking about Manny. I'm sorry. We ain't talking about neither one of them, then what we talking about. Now, I'm going to say this. Let me get to this super chat real quick. Then I'm going to just say, bro, I don't know. Hey, it's my main man. Man, what's up? Good morning to my brother, man. Myron Magnus in the building. Salute to your fam. I'm going to come on through there, man. Get on that panel, champ. Peace and pugilism to you. Good morning, family. Good morning to you, man. Peace and pugilism to you, my friend. And Happy New Year to you, champion. Happy New Year's. I got to get up with you, homie. Got to get up with you. But I was saying that, you know, I ain't want to hear nothing else. Now, given the situation, I'm trying to figure out, can I stomach seeing ERROL Spence Jr. stop, do a mandatory, and then get back into the mix? Can I stomach it? Let's just talk about everything that's going on at this time. Well, ERROL Spence Jr. is talking about getting back with Blu-ray. So I'm sure things got to change. He's got to work on some things. He's got to tighten up on some things. The Danny Garcia fight, I didn't think that was 100% ERROL Spence Jr. I thought that was about a 65 to 70% version of ERROL Spence Jr. He is not all the way back. I remember hearing Terrence Crawford say, yo, I don't want to fight a 60, 70% ERROL Spence. I want the best version of himself. That's why I don't want to fight him after this car accident. So the question I'm asking is, because I don't want to sit here and stomp down heavy for this fight and say, yo, we want Terrence Crawford next. And I hear Terrence Crawford saying something different. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say a mandatory is a mandatory. And the IBF is the IBF. There ain't nothing you can do about that. We just got finished talking about this. You can't get away from the IBF. They will strip you. They will make you get rid of that belt. They don't care who you are. They don't care. I mean, they were willing to, they stripped Gennady Golovkin. They were willing to strip Canelo Alvarez. They don't care who you are. And so in ERROL's case, to remain a unified champion, you dig, for the greater good, because I want Bud to have that belt too. For the greater good, let him go take care of his mandatory, I guess, right? Let him do it. I don't want him losing no belts. I don't want to hear that stupid talk, this fight's bigger than belts. I don't want to talk like that. I want all belts. We need all belts into this monumental fight that we've been building for years. We need all belts. So whatever ERROL got to do to keep the belt, keep the belt. I don't want you playing with the IBF. If this was the WBO, WBC, maybe there's some wiggle room there. You dig? But in the IBF, they don't play. And they will strip ERROL's ass. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if this was what it comes down to, get rid of this dude. I don't know much about Nurgomrov. I got to look up more about him, I will admit. I'm not too familiar with this dude. But I don't think he's much of a threat from what I hear. You know what I'm saying? So my point I'm making is, yo, bro, if he got to tie this up in spring or whenever he's talking about coming back, what do you say, summertime? Whenever he's talking about coming back, tied up. Now, we know this is just going to be an option for ERROL Spence Jr., for those who don't know. He can always say, forget this, and we got Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is a world champion. Unifications usually trump mandatories. He can say, forget this. I wonder, you know what? I'm jumping into this fight with Terrence. He can blow us all away with that, which highly doubtful. I'll face Terrence. He could do that. He could. But he can also hide behind this mandatory. And I don't know how much flack we can technically give him. Because I want to see your belts. How y'all feel about this? Let me know something. Let me know something. Let's see. C. Wood says, yo, man, I think KHABIB promised his mother that after his father died that he wouldn't fight again. That's tough. Dang. That's a heck of a promise, bro. I will admit that's a heck of a promise to turn down 100 million. 100 million? I'd be like, moms, man, I know I promised you I wouldn't fight again, but he talking 100 million. Bro, KHABIB will never make 100 million in the UFC. They would, bro, I know he might have promised moms, whatever, bro. I'm saying, man, 100 million. Moms, I know I promised you I wouldn't fight again, but look, for 100 million, you got to understand this. I love you dearly, though. I love you dearly. That's a tough one, fam. That's a tough one, man. Stormy say, yo, man, we've seen this before, right? I mean, what does a prostitute do with her earnings? Yeah, exactly. Blow them shits. You know what I'm saying? They gown. You know what I mean? They gown. If you 3-0 and ranked #1, what happened with all of those fighters who've been pros before you turn pro, been fighting for years and have double-digit numbered bouts under their belt? Facts. That's a smack in the face, Stormy. Look at that guy Morrell, man. That's a slap in the face. They were literally, originally, they wanted him to fight for Canelo's vacated belt. They changed that on the fly. The original reporting that came out when he was about to fight before his last fight, that David Morrell kept. They wanted, when Canelo vacated that, what was it? Was it the, which one did he vacate? The WBA regular to face Callum Smith for the WBA super, right? They wanted that WBA regular to go into that Morrell fight. They pulled it at the last minute. I remember them reporting on it heavy, and I talked about it. They were like, he's going to fight for Canelo's belt that he's going to get rid of. And I was like, what? So they knew there would have been some sort of outrage behind that too. It's a travesty, bro. It's a joke. It's a joke. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It's a joke. Has ERROL Spence got a mandatory? Yeah, this dude could be, I mean, not could be, but this dude, I can't never get this dude. This dude, Khodjatrilio Nurgomrov is the mandatory. So he does have a mandatory, and he has an IBF mandatory. He got cover. He got cover. And speaking of mandatories, anybody seen Sean Porter? Anybody heard from Sean Porter? Has Sean Porter lost his pen? Has Sean Porter need a stamp? Do we need an envelope? Because I ain't heard nothing about the WBO catching no petitions from Sean Porter to face Terrence Crawford. What are we doing? Everybody having a stirring contest when it comes to Bud right now. You put the paperwork in. No, you put the paperwork in. I ain't putting the paperwork in. Mikey, you put it in. Mikey like, no, Virgil, you put it in. Virgil like, no, Sean, you put it in. I ain't putting it in. Nobody ain't putting in no paperwork when it come to Bud. Ain't nobody putting no paperwork in. No one wants to be his mandatory. Man ain't had a mandatory since last December. We are over a year since Bud's last mandatory. Over a year. Hey, yo, you can't make this up, man. I ain't never seen it this hard to get a mandatory fight. I guess since they all superstars at the top, nobody don't want to take no money. All right, I got you. I think Monster Inoue just jumped a couple spots in my thunderous top 10 for denying the WBC belt in the World Super Series tournament. Facts. He ain't want to put up with those politics and politricks. Facts. I got a lot of respect for the Monster, man. He's definitely in my top pound for pound as well, fam. Facts. And that was a great move by him because he ain't got time to play with these people, Joe. WBC, they all about opening markets and getting them belts around certain fighters and they just want to spread the love all around the world. They want to get as many sanctioning fees as they can get. You know what I mean? I'm about to get up out of here, fam. Well, when is Manny going to have to face his Mando? It's been a year. Manny is the WBA super champion. He don't have a mandatory. That's what we were just talking about earlier. We want that belt out of boxing too. Ain't no difference. We were just fine with the WBA regular. The WBA regular champion has a mandatory. The WBA super championship doesn't have. It's when the WBA see fit to name them a mandatory. You know what I mean? And it's like that with the WBC now. Franchise, regular, same old thing. You know what I mean? Same old thing. Interim, you know what I'm saying? Same old thing. The wood belt, the plastic belt, the grass belt, the weed belt, all that. You know what I mean? Silver Salamo say, yo, not sure if the fight will ever happen now, man. I'm keeping hope alive, bro. I think it will. I fell back on the ERROL Spence and Terrence Crawford talk because I'm different than a lot of cats. Once I see what the situation is, I ain't got no reason to touch it. We're not getting that fight no time soon. Minimum until October 2021. So it's no need for me to keep banging the drum on it. I'm more concerned about Sean Porter. Something more realistic. I'm more concerned about what Sean Porter gonna do because I'm telling y'all right now, if Sean signed on the dotted line, Bud gonna stop that man, champ. He gonna stop that man. Y'all keep playing like Sean can't get stopped out here. Y'all better understand something. Sean ain't fight the way he fought against your Danish Ugas for a reason. When Sean cannot overpower you and he can't run through you, he wants to turn into a boxer. You turn into that boxer if you want to. You go back to your old running back style if you want to. That is tailor-made for Bud Crawford, and I will lay that down. That is tailor-made. Sean gonna get stopped, bro. Y'all don't want to see. Y'all don't want to talk about that right now, but Sean gonna get stopped. I'm telling y'all straight like that. Man, Sean ain't never been stopped. No, but you've been seeing the writings on the wall. Adrian Bronner dropped him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you've been seeing the writing on the wall. Look how he fought Yordenis Ugas. He couldn't stop Sebastian Formella. Hear me when I tell y'all straight like this. I think Sean is on the downstroke. You know what I'm saying? Bud gonna stop that man. Stylistically, it don't look good for Sean. Be jumping in and leaping in and smothering his punches like that. Don't look good. And you better keep that pepper on your shots through the whole 12 rounds, which I doubt you will. Don't look good. You try to tussle with Bud on the inside if you want. Don't look good. Bud is not a small fighter no more. Y'all keep going by what y'all seen 3 years ago. Bud has been fully acclimated to 147. Bud is looking like a full-fledged welterweight now. You look at his physique. He is not small. Them days are over. This dude is big. Possibly on his way to 54. Who knows? He's big. I looked at him in that Kell Brook fight. Man, that's the biggest I ever seen Bud. Bud is a full-fledged welterweight now, and I think he stopped Sean Porter. You hear me, though? Y'all better understand some styles make fights. It's not about, oh, because this guy couldn't do it and that guy couldn't do it. Bud got different punch placement, and he has different style than mostly all welterweights. And he got just as big a dog in him as Sean got. And he's a knockout artist, unlike a chip away artist, unlike someone who just gives you a tough fight. He's an actual knockout artist. 8-fight knockout streak, is it? With champions involved, covering over 2 weight classes. I'm telling y'all straight like this, bro. He gonna stop Sean Porter. And Sean knows it. And Sean ain't trying to get stopped for no $1 million. Sean ain't trying to lose the last bit of luster that he got on his name for no $1 million. That's just the name of the game. That's just the name of the game. Sean knows what he up against. And $1 million is not the way to get rid of your last little bit of prestige. That ain't how you go out. That ain't how you go out in the sport towards the end. You look for the biggest and best opportunities that you can find. And that's what Sean is doing. I totally understand it. But it is what it is. Why not? Because the fans are so confident. Sean is so good, man. He gives everyone a tough fight. That's a great test. I don't need to see Bud tested no more. I've seen him tested in 3 weight classes. Y'all need to continue to see the test. I don't need to keep seeing tests. How many tests do we got to see? I don't need to keep seeing to every time Bud wrecked one of these dudes, y'all jump on it. Oh, he was done. He was spent. He wrecking dudes. That's what he do. He wreck fighters. These fighters are never the same afterwards. Look at before Bud and look at after Bud. Before Bud, they were the best fighters on the planet. Literally. And I'm not even understating that. They were the best fighters on the planet prior to Bud. And then after Bud, it's like who they were no good. They were no more good. And that's just the facts of the matter. I look at Jeff Horn, like, how did he get wrecked? He was nothing after Bud. Nothing. Julius Ndongo came off 2 back-to-back world championships and won both of them. 2 separate opponents. 2 back-to-back world champions. And he gets Bud, he gets wrecked, he's never the same. He ain't win nothing no more. You can't say this dude is a fluke when he won his belts in 2 separate championship fights. It wasn't one fight he collected all belts. No, he fought literally 2 champions before Bud. Then he ran into Bud and he was no more good. That's the story of all Bud's opponents. And that will be the story with Showtime Sean Porter. And he don't want to take that story knowing for $1 million. He gonna get wrecked. He gonna wreck little Porter. Ain't gonna be no more good. They know it. They know it. I'm about to get about it, fam. Let me see. Yeah. Chin Smoke say, yo, Khabib's mom told him to get back in the cage. Okay, that's what's up. Yo, if he gonna get back into competition, you need to get back in that ring and give Floyd a call and say, I don't care what you want to do, Floyd. We can do 6 rounds in the ring and 6 rounds in the cage. All I give a damn. You know what I mean? Give me that 100 mil. You know what I mean? Give me that 100 mil. Khabib is worth 100 mil already. Okay, well, you can't never have... There's never enough room for another 100 mil, Silver Salamo. You can always make, he always got room for an extra 100 mil. You dig? So I'm just saying, man, you don't turn this down, fam. You don't turn this. I got Coach Kennedy in the building. Good morning, Coach. What's up, family? What's up with you, man? How you feeling, man? How you? Happy New Year's to you, man. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Ryan Garcia mandatory now, but once Tank. I want to see Ryan versus Haney. Someone's O has got to go. There's a lot of y'all stomping the ground about Ryan Garcia versus Haney. I noticed that y'all. I mean, they forcing the Ryan Garcia tank talk on us, but there's a lot of fans out here stomping the ground for Ryan Garcia versus Haney, man. Really, y'all. And I think a lot of the diehards, it seems to me, like the diehard boxing fans, y'all more interested in that fight because of the skill from both of these two. Like you want to see skill versus skill, and I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, diehards want to see the Tank fight too, but it's more a casual thing with the Tank and Ryan thing. You know, it's a bigger event. It's something to make money. It's something to keep everybody talking. You know what I'm saying? I think the diehards want to see Ryan versus Haney, though. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a good fight, bro. I think Ryan's best chances with Haney. His best chances with Haney. I think Tank is going to hit him with an uppercut from Hades and get him out of there at least today. Maybe a year or two from now, it may be different. But today, I think stylistically, Tank is all wrong for him. That's a supreme fighting southpaw. Someone who has mastered the southpaws. I mean, not to say Luke hasn't, but Luke's southpaw ain't Tank's southpaw. And Tank's southpaw is much more aggressive. He's much more, his upper body movement is much more better. He's going to look to get up under Ryan Garcia's punches. And what happens when Ryan is really touched to the body by a hard puncher? See? So, I mean, he's a supreme southpaw, bro. You know what I'm saying? So versus Devin Haney, it'd be a skills versus skill type thing, right? Both speedy fighters, both long fighters, both got good fundamentals. So it makes it a more skillful, easier. I ain't gonna say easier, but his chances are higher. I think in Tank he gets right now, it's not good for him, bro. It's not good for him. It's not good for him. WBC is trash too for putting that vacant for Canelo. Yeah. That was the WBA. You talking about the WBC franchise? Which one you talking about? But either way, it still was messed up. That WBA that they left vacant for Canelo, but if they would have gave that joint to that David Morrell guy, man, I'd have been pissed, bro. I'd have been pissed. 100 mil, that's BS lies. Well, that's what the manager of KHABIB, and that's what KHABIB himself said. So they the liars. You know what I'm saying? Those are the quotes that's floating around from them, not from Floyd. You know, it's one thing if you want to say, well, Floyd said this, but these are the actual KHABIB and the manager dude said that that's what they got offered. You know what I mean? So if they lying, then I guess you must got their bank account numbers or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Silver Salamo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. My main man. Good morning to the homie, man. Renee Box Young. Salute to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my homie out there, man. Renee Box Young. Check out this channel right here, man. This my main man. He doing his thing, man. Salute to Renee, man. Salute to your family. Salute to you, man. Unfortunately, I highly doubt Ryan versus Tank or Haney will happen next. You think they're gonna slow him down from everybody, Renee? Dang. You think that you don't think he's gonna get either one. You think Oscar just slows him all the way down and say, hold on, I seen some things right there. We're gonna take a stop for a minute. You think all this Cinco de Mayo talk is BS? I feel you, fam. I feel you. You know, I just did the video and I put it on a just for the group over on Facebook. But we did a video that I asked the question of will Oscar De La Hoya actually go up against Canelo Alvarez for that Cinco de Mayo date, because he's talking heavy about Cinco de Mayo. He wants Jaime Munguia in Cinco de Mayo. He wants Ryan Garcia to fight on Cinco de Mayo. Everyone wants to fight on Cinco de Mayo. So we know that that's the Canelo date, right? You know what I mean? He won't fight Billy Joe Saunders. So, I mean, does Oscar got the balls to actually go up against Canelo for that date? And will fans flock more if it came to fruition, Ryan Garcia versus Tank over Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders on that date? Would Oscar cross that line? That's the golden question. Would Canelo allow that to happen? Because clearly the influence over Ryan is from Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. Would they allow that to happen? Time will tell. Time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Time will tell. Time will tell. I think they just kicking up dust for marketing and publicity, milking the fight. I hope I am wrong. You could be right, Renee. In boxing, and nothing is what it seems. Nothing is what it seems in boxing. So your intuition could be just right, and you just going by what you've seen over time and how boxing move. We don't know. It could be all hype. I mean, I'm like you, bro, and hype talk makes me sick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into the hype talk no more, at least. It just makes me sick. You know what I mean? And I see everyone doing all of this hype talk, and I'm just like, Whatever. Just let me know when the fight gets signed, bro. Like, we just talking, and we don't know if this fight gonna happen. I will hate to talk about something like this for weeks on end, like we've been doing with Bud and Spence, just to continuously have to keep talking about it to get to no fight. So I need to see some rubber meat in the road, man, before I really get invested into this situation. I'm like you, Renee. It could be hype. It could be a lot of fluff here. These are two fighters that their outfits want them to be stars. Everybody wants to be a star. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be a star. Ryan doesn't even use the jab to keep distance. Tank will hurt Ryan. Ryan went down by Camp's power. I really don't think the fight will happen next. Wow. That's only if Oscar want to pull that trigger. If Oscar want to pull that trigger and risk getting his young fighter, getting that L on his young fighter. But it's one of those gambles. Again, if he wins big. If he lose, I can't say he loses big, but he gets reduced. You know what I'm saying? In a way, he gets reduced. And, you know, who knows? There can also be a blueprint get laid by Tank if he beats him. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Dude wrecking mediocre fighters. Of course he looks good. He got people blinded. But see, Michael York, that's why I say, fam, because I knew, you know, that's how cats always, they come out with this, his competition wasn't this and his competition wasn't that. That's why I always tell folks, you look at what these fighters do before Bud. Look at what they do before him, and you look exactly where these fighters' career trajectories takes the dip. It's always right after Bud. They be riding all the way to the top before Bud, bro. They just cruising. They going through champions. They gathering belts. They doing all of these things. They just cruising until they run into Crawford, and then they're never the same. Look, that's why I always say you can call them mediocre fighters, but you're gonna have to actually call them mediocre champions. So you tell me, prior to the Bud, how are they defeating fellow champions and having some of the best wins of their career and in their prime in some cases? And yet afterwards, they're no longer the same. They can't do nothing. They can't beat nobody. Their punch resistance go down. They're shot fighters. They don't have the will to go on no more. What is that about? You know what I mean? Just go through the box recs and look at all of his opponents and look at the second that they run into him, what happens? The second that they run into him, it's a different fighter after that. Man, y'all better get hip. I'm not making nothing up with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro, you got to get hip. You got to get hip. These fighters, they know. They know, dog. Like, no, I need that's why Keith Thurman feels so confident to say I need $10 million in a pandemic when the man's worth 8. He only made 8 against the great legendary Manny Pacquiao now. But he wants 10 from Bud. You feel like you want 10 from Bud because if I'm going to get in there and get wrecked by Bud, I at least walk out the ring with $8 to $10 million. These dudes know, bro. These dudes know. If Bud was so easy and so this as you say he is, bro, trust me, they would have been signing this thing so fast to get that WBO, it would have made your head spin. You know what I mean? But they know. They know. I'm about to get up out of here, fam. I'm about to get up out of here. I saw and been saying the same regarding Spence versus Bud. I was one of the very few or only one saying last year that they weren't fighting in 2020, 2021, and maybe 2022. Damn. That's some hard truth then, Renee. That's some hard truth, man. You know what I mean? Damn. You know, I'm betting the way things are looking. I think we're looking at 2022, fam. I'm being honest. And that's damn. That's heartbreaking. That means we're looking at about a 4 or 5 year buildup if it happens. I think we're looking at 2022. If we be lucky, we'll be lucky to get it maybe December or November of this year. We'll be lucky to get it by then. But I'm with you, bro. 2022. Damn. That hurts to say, bro. That's some reality setting in on your ass. Damn, champ. Man, oh man. Loma versus Haney. Haney needs to prove himself, and Loma needs a belt. Winner gets the chance at Lopez. I like that. But Lopez say he won $10 million to fight a Haney. You know, that's there you go, right? There you go, right there, fam. I mean, even though I think that Lopez is worth the 10 million because he got the belts, but there you go. Whenever somebody sees someone that they know there's a threat, that they know that there's a high chance that he could lose that fight, they need the most money that they've ever seen. It's the same way with Bud Crawford. They know the threat and the risk that comes with these fights. And Teofimo knows that Devin is skilled out the yin yang. The kid been fighting since 15. He been fighting grown men in Mexico. You know what I mean? The man is built to fight, and they know this. Just like Shakur. And I think Shakur reckon all of them when he get to 35. But he know Devin is a serious threat, and he's getting better. The power might not be where y'all think it is, but he's getting better. Fundamentally, he's sharp as a tack. And they know. Teofimo know. Devin ain't gonna be the dude that's gonna put himself in harm's way and keep and figure out when to punch. Lomachenko didn't punch for half of the fight. That ain't gonna be Devin Haney. And he knows he can lose all of those belts for nothing. Look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan ain't in control of his career, clearly, but look at Ryan Garcia. Just maneuvering around Devin. Threats. Y'all need to stop, boxing fans need to start recognizing who the threats are for real. I know we get and we get all hyped, caught up in the hype because, you know, you see a 20 million videos on a certain fighter. But you need to realize who the real threats in this fight game are. Guys like Dimitri Bivol. Guys like Gary Russell Jr. Guys like Shakur Stevenson. The guys that get played to the back and act like they ain't these supposed stars or divas. These guys are certified threats. Terrence Crawford. They're threats, and they're not like fighters that have a high level of marketability, but they're threats. They're heavy threats. And they avoid it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. Real spill. Yeah. Bruce goes in the building. Good morning to you, Bruce. Good morning to you, family. Man, good morning. Good morning. Rise and grind, man. But with that being said, fam, I got to get going, man. I'm going to get out of here. Salute to you all, man. I'm running behind. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to just make this something real quick and real brief, but much love to the family. I will be seeing y'all on We Talking Boxing. We will be doing that this week. Looking forward to it. Y'all keep your heads up out there. Protect yourselves. Protect your family. Y'all know the thing. You know what I mean? Stay safe. Stay sucker free. The whole 9 yards. Much love to y'all. Much love to everyone that support Mademan. I'm in your corner 150%. Ring them bells. Rock the bells for the homie. You know what I'm saying? That way, every time I upload, y'all rocking with me. And, you know, that's all good. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed day out there. Keep your eyes to the headlines. If anything big breaks, you know I'm on here. You know what I'm saying? Much love to the fam, and I see y'all real soon. And until the next video, man, peace out.